Go. Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this 89th episode. 89, the big 8-9. I wasn't even supposed to be here today. Today is Wednesday. I had a pre-planned event, and I forgot last night to tell you guys that I would not be here tonight. And then the Board of Works meeting happened today, and I got so geared up because of what happened at the Board of Works meeting. I was like, man, I need to try to go live tonight. But the other thing that I needed to do tonight was very important too. It was more important than going live, honestly. But I think we may have worked it out, so we'll figure it out. But I am here, and we have a lot to get into. I am not very happy today. I'm happy here. Everything's going well at the studio. Everything's going well with the show. You're all here. Here is the list of commands we have, for all of you watching on beautiful, luxurious YouTube. We ask that you please like and share, subscribe, do all of that stuff. If you're watching live, comment in the amazing live box right over here. If you're watching on repeat, then please comment in the comment section down here and watch all of the rest of our videos. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't really know. When it looks like they're hiding or doing something wrong, when they act like they're hiding or doing something wrong, when it feels like they're hiding or doing something wrong, they have to know that we, the citizens, believe that they're doing something wrong, that they're hiding something, or that they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. It's a duck. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. He had to go to work. Ted Baker, let me tell you something. Well, you and I are going to go to lunch or meet in a crowded area, so he's safe. Like, I don't know what this man thought. We were going to go to a romantic dinner for two in the corner of my basement. or we were gonna, he was gonna take me back to his house for a little microwaved hot dog. I don't think so, dude. Lunch was going to be in a crowded facility, dude. You're safe, Ted. Breathe a little bit, man. Do this. In through your nose, out through your mouth, man. He's like up there fumbling, calling people wrong names, acting all like I could he got so nervous today. So I'm gonna back up. He basically said that. To which I had to almost remind him, hey, I got a job too, and it's keeping your ass in line. And I am well compensated for it, brother man. They were definitely unprofessional by treating you like they did, only because you were putting pressure on him with your questions. I couldn't believe the way he was stuttering and acting. Now, let me tell you, folks. Let me tell you. For those of you that are newish here, I know I've said this, and I know a lot of people probably know this. I never played in his garage. I was too good for his garage. His idiot son played in my garage, played in my basement, where this podcast is being recorded from right now. We are so much better than Ted. We have the only second story basement in Muncie, nay, Indiana, nay, the world. Ted was only pissed you weren't there for him to deny your noise exemption. Oh, he was trying to deny my noise exemption. It was the noise coming out of my mouth hole. He was doing this little winky thing that he does. He's been caught winking several times. Once he was caught winking at Dan Ridenauer. Today he was caught winking at Squidward, which is the male Waggly. Weird people. And I'm telling you what, hey, Matt Wagley, he's feeling a little froggy because there was twice he got up in my personal space. And I was really cool today. But I'm telling you, Matt Wagley's not Mike Jones. Matt Wagley is a young man. And Matt, he didn't touch me. But I'll put it to you like this. I am a peaceful individual. But Matt Wagley's not going to get 3 touches on me, I promise you. Matt Wagley, here is a very friendly reminder. Do not touch me for any reason. Don't get close to me. No need to get close to me. He walked close to me on purpose to be a smartass. You can be a smartass from across the room, brother. This is just government and politics. Like, I don't know what everybody's getting their panties in a bunch for. You don't need to be winking. You don't need to be stumbling and stirring and slurring and getting all crazy. It's just talking. Literally, it's these people that meet in the mornings, they kill me. I've been to the city council meeting and yelled and been upset and cried and carried on, and they don't ever alert the police. But I'm telling you, you meet in the morning and they're like alerting the police and doing all sorts of crazy stuff. I don't even understand it. I don't understand it. So let's go through this. Let's do this thing right. We'll do it from the very beginning. I'm going to let you guys know. They are taking these questions very personal, aren't they? They are. They resemble that remark. I'm like, yo, this looks a little fishy. I know. There was a community update today. Yes, there was. It lasted for 3 minutes and like 40 seconds. It may have been AI. I don't know. I don't know. He used to be the secretary for Jim Amos. Yeah. Well, and back in the 80s, what they called, being the male secretary. He might. He was one of the. I'm not going to say that. Never mind. We're going to lunch. We'll find out. I'll be nice. I'll be nice to him till we go to lunch. Pop, 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 pop. Hello, is the FBI listening? I have about figured this out. Ted is only making connection with Craig. Craig is the one running these meetings. He's there and he's looking at Craig, and everybody that comes up to the podium, he calls Craig. It's really weird. So, if you recall, oh no, that's what's wrong with the world today. Henry Kissinger dead at 100. Kissinger wouldn't be acting like this. Nobody would know it if Kissinger was doing it. It would just be getting done, and it'd be like, oh, I hate to hear that. All right, anywho, Audie with the breaking news. Kissinger dead at 100. So everybody knows we've been looking into claims that have been going before the Board of Works. Audie and I were at the Board of Works last Wednesday, and Audie asked some really good questions last week. And I was there last week to ask 2 questions. Yes. Well, at least Audie's saying it. I mean, it maybe not, but Audie's saying he is. Let's take a look here. Yep, dies at 100. He died. It's 13 minutes ago. Henry Kissinger, American diplomat, Nobel winner, dead at 100. The Nixon years are now officially over. Good Lord. Okay. So here's the deal. Here's the deal. Last week when I was there, I wanted to ask about the crisis center, about how much money we've been paying towards this building to construction companies and architecture companies and all this other crap. And then now we're going to tear it down and build a brand new building. All right. So that's that. Then during the public concerns last week, I wanted to ask a couple questions about their claims process. Well, they shut me down last week, cutting things off the agenda and everything. They got out of Dodge. They were like, oh, nope. Audie and Bilbrey are here, and we've got a packed meeting house. We can't put up with this. So they cut the meeting off and got out of Dodge. So today I went and, well, let's just show you what happened. Why don't we do that? We could just show you what happened. So let me pull this up here and we'll give you a little taste of the craziness and the chaos that is your local government, folks. Okay? The board of jerks. The board of jerks. Okay, let me get this rolling here. That's all right there. All right, here we go. Now, I want you guys to be aware that this is a 16-minute long meeting. So it's relatively short. I mean, as meetings go, 16 minutes, it's short. All right. I have a breakdown of some times and whatnot. So I want you guys to, we're going to go through that. I'm going to let it play, and then we'll interrupt as needed. But we're going to go through the first 7 minutes is just regular meeting. All right, here we go.
Taking my grandmother with us.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the November 29th meeting of the Public Board of Works. If we would like to stand for Pledge Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, good morning. Could we have roll call, please?
Ted Baker.
I'm present.
Lola Mauer. Linda Gregory.
Present.
Why can't
We have
there
been
ever
presented
have
with
3
the,
people here at one time anymore?
The register or the minutes for the November 22nd meeting. If you'd like to, do we have a motion to accept
nervous
this?
he is.
Yes, I move to approve the minutes as
And he's
presented.
getting worse.
And I would second it. Do we have any comments or questions of what has been entered into the record?
Nope.
Okay. Having none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, the minutes have been approved. Thank you very much. Mr. Craig, if you have register of claims. Mr. Craig Wright.
Morning. Sent out yesterday afternoon, just a,
Audie, remember a couple months back? Remember a couple months back when you and I were at a meeting and Ted came up and talked to us? He drove up after the meeting and he sat in there and he kind of talked to us and he like kind of laughed and joked. Remember that? Didn't seem afraid. It's not like he's scared of me. Listen, I've known Ted since I've been in 6th grade. I've known Ted a very long time. Ted and I are not adversarial. You know, I was a dumb kid running around with his other dumb kid. You know, he walked right up to us and talked to us. So there's no fear there. I don't know what he's doing. He needs to relax a little bit. I try to walk him through it. Audie, have you seen this? Did you go home and watch this, or is this the first time you're going to see this? Oh, you said some stuff earlier. You've seen it. Okay, here we go. All right, so here's Craig Wright, Mr. Clean, up here at the podium. And so for everyone's awareness, this is Craig Wright. This is Micah. I don't know. Sometimes they call her Micah. Micah Wilson is her name. Sometimes they call her another name. But her name is Micah Wilson. She's the HR director. Now, she's not the public access counselor. However much she wants to pretend, the public access counselor's name is Luke Britt. There's only one of them. He works in Indianapolis. He's the public access counselor for the state of Indiana. There's not a city public access counselor. However much she wants to pretend that, there's just an HR director that's an idiot. And that's her in the second row here. And then here I am, my Superman ring and all, back here in the back. So Mr. Clean, Craig Wright, the HR director, Micah Wilson, Kristopher Bilbrey. Now, what you cannot see is over here off to Micah's left is also Squidward, Matt Wegley, Adam Leach, the city engineer. Craig is the city controller. Squidward, which is Matt Wegley, is the deputy controller. Richard Ivy, the deputy mayor, he comes in about 5 minutes. And Donnie Wright comes in. So those are the people that are in here. So it's a pretty packed house, all of people that work for the city of Muncie. So, it's me, and then the HR director, Craig, Matt Wegley, Adam Leach, city engineer, the deputy mayor, Richard Ivy, and Donnie Wright. Okay. So that'll come up and be important here in a minute.
An email with the claims attached and just highlighting some of the larger claims. And I will say that it's a short list of claims this week. We only had 9 pages, predominantly utilities. And we did a second run of utilities on Comcast, just a couple claims, but the rest are healthcare related costs, which are usual. And with that, I'll open it up to any questions.
I don't have any this week. As you said, it's a short list and it's mostly utilities.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the big part of them this week. Most of them are just things that are standard normal city expenditures. Do we have a motion to accept the claims as
I
presented?
move approval of the claims as presented for $578,515.
Okay, and I would second it. Do we have any comments or questions?
Now listen to that. How much she say?
As presented for $578,515.
Okay, and I would second it. Do we have any comments or questions?
$15.
To accept the claims as
I
presented.
move approval of the claims as presented for $578,515.
Okay, and I would second it. Do we have any comments or questions? Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed?
Thank you.
Okay.
So there you go. In less than 2 minutes and 45 seconds, 2 people just voted to pay $578,515 for the city of Muncie for this last week, from Wednesday to Wednesday, however they do it. Look, that's not, in the grand scheme of things.
Actually, you're getting ahead of yourself. We're 2 minutes and 45 seconds into the meeting.
Yeah.
How long
Sure.
did it actually take them to go through that section? 60 seconds?
Well, no. So I can tell you exactly. The claims started. Watch this. I'm glad you said that. So watch this.
Mr. Claims. Mr. Craig Wright.
Morning.
All right. He says morning at 1 minute and 36 seconds. Okay. And they.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed?
Thank you.
Okay.
All right. And they voted on it by 244. So it took them, a minute and 15 seconds.
Not even.
Yeah. Under a minute and 10 seconds to vote on $578,000.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. So 1 minute to approve $500,000. Ah, yes. Charlize, we'll do that here in a minute. I saw you sent me that message the other day. No, not all to Comcast. No. Not all of that to Comcast. Just they got a lot of claims from Comcast, but there's other things, and we'll look through that in a minute. Now, keep in mind, in my opinion, they need to be going through what these claims are, and they need to be going, letting people know, they need to be saying, well, we've got, listen, they can at least break it down by grouping. It takes Kate 15 minutes to go through them. So it
Crap. Christopher, are you frozen? Is anybody else seeing him frozen? It's trying to. Talk to us, Christopher.
are you there?
I'm here.
Am I froze?
Not anymore.
Okay.
Okay.
Stay there because I'm on another page.
Oh, okay.
What do I do? Remind me what I do to get to the I know. Jesus. Remind me what I do to get to the agenda, the audits.
It's Munidocs. I have it up if you want to see it.
Okay, yeah,
I can share.
Pull that up.
Sure. Let's see. Okay. So we'll add to stage. So there's that. Let me see if I can get this bigger for everyone. Share this tab instead.
Yeah, there you go.
Is that better?
Is that today?
This is today's.
Yep, there's 578,000. Okay. So can you do that the little plus and blow it up a little bit more?
Sure. Is that too big?
Okay. No, that's great.
Okay.
So look, they don't need to go down and say, okay, Mayor telephone, Mayor AT&T, water. Like, they don't necessarily have to do that, but they could go to the bottom of the line and say, Mayor's department, $5,225, whatever the thing is there. They could do that. And then if there's anything very crazy that pops up, then it could be discussed. They've got TVs there in the council room. They could put this document up there. They have the ability to live stream it just like we're doing and letting the public see this line by line by line. But it's like, I've never understood why they don't want to do that. We'll get to that today. But here's this. Now, here's the email. So look at this. Page 3, $10,120 to Fields Outdoor Adventure Police Ammunition. Okay, listen, I know the police need bullets. That makes perfect sense to me. No issue, but it needs to be talked about. But, okay, $10,000 for ammunition, I got it. Okay?
Not discussed, but mentioned in the email, and it'll be in the minutes.
Yeah, it's in the email. It was not discussed. Now, I will tell you, it was discussed. Let me show you this. It was discussed because right as we pulled this up for a second, I was thinking, wait a minute. I heard him talk about ammunition. Now, I've watched this meeting enough today. I've watched it so many times that I'm like, wait a minute. I know they didn't discuss this in the meeting, but they did discuss it right here. They discussed it during this picture. This picture I took 5 minutes before the meeting when 2 Board of Works members are up at the front of the meeting whispering with Craig Wright. Now, I couldn't hear everything they said, but I did hear him say 3 separate times ammunition, ammo, ammo. And so I did hear him say that. So I knew that there was some kind of a claim for ammunition. There's another picture that I took right after this one. It's this one there. Here's another one. So there's 2 pictures here and then here. Okay. I took these pictures to show this right here is an open door violation. What they're doing here, and they're going to say, and I said this, so there's so much to talk about. Like, I feel like I'm bursting at the seams. I want you guys to just know everything that I know. So let me back up. When I was going in today, I was talking to somebody. Let me tell you, I was talking to someone that's kind of like my Jiminy Cricket. It's like my conscience. And I was saying, I'm going to go in here and I'm going to tell them, I'm going to say, I know you guys are going to scoff at what I'm getting ready to say. And my conscience said, no, don't go in and put them on the defensive. Go in and say, hey, happy to be here. And I thought, okay, all right. I said, well, I know they're going to. I know they're going to roll their eyes or they're going to whatever. And my conscience said, you don't know that. You think that. Don't. And I was like, no, I know it from. It's like, listen, I'm the battered wife. And the government is my husband. And they're a mean son of a bitch. And they're drunk. And they hit me because I ask questions because I made noise or something and I get punched and they black my eye. And listen, I'm not making light of domestic violence. Domestic violence is not a joke. I am not making light of it, but that's how I feel. I have like post-traumatic stress disorder because of these people. I know what they're going to do because of their past actions. And I'm the idiot that keeps going back to them and saying, yeah, I know that, you promised you won't do it this way again, but then they do it. So I know that they don't think that this is a big deal when I say that this is an open door violation. But the law is the law for a reason. The law is the law for a reason. I know that they might not like it, but it's there for a reason. So I went in today thinking, all right, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. And I sit down in my chair and boom, first thing I see is these people up here talking before the meeting started, whispering, whisper. Now, I wouldn't have a problem if they were heartily talking to where everybody could hear, but that's not what they're doing. They're up there and they're whispering. 2 Board of Works members are a quorum, so they should not be doing that. So I took pictures of them. Because if they want to play hardball, we're going to play hardball. I'm going to file a complaint. We're going to take them down. We're going to see what happens. I don't know. They didn't go over that. They didn't go over who they paid the money to for the ammo. I don't know. Here's what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to file a records request for the itemized list of the claim, and I'm going to have to get that. So we're going to do that. Field outdoor sports. Okay, that's right. So yeah, pull this up here. Right here says field outdoor sports is who got it. Okay. That's good. That's good. Page 7. No, Jeff Burke, not Jeff Walls. Jeff Walls is a good dude. Page 7. $19,600. Southeastern Equipment MVH Street Department milling machine. I've got no idea what that is. We've not talked about that. $15,186.04. Best Way Disposal, CDBG demo dumpsters. I know what it is, but let's talk about it. EFTS, $112,723. UMR, again, $111,000.
That was mentioned. That's health. That's the health insurance.
Yeah, those are the health lines. So they were mentioned. Those were mentioned. So it's like a mixture. They talk about some of them they don't. Some of them they talk about in the pre-meeting that's illegal. Okay? But nothing on this page that we're not going to hear about here in just a few minutes should be, if we don't hear this happen in the meeting, it should not be on next week's minutes. We're going to have to come back. I want everybody to put this place in your mind right now and remember this. We're going to pull this up next week. All right. Now let's go back to the meeting. We're gonna go back to the meeting here and see what goes down. All right. Here we're back at the meeting. Pull this up, and we know that they already voted on the claim. 1 minute 36 seconds. Poof, just like that. That's done. No more claims to discuss. On forward ho. All right. 1 minute and 10 seconds on the claims. We're 2 minutes and 45 seconds into the meeting. Let's hear what we do now.
Motion carried. Claims are approved. We have one order of business then. New business or old business is you would like, Adam, do you want to present? Okay. Recommendation of the award of bid of Muncie Crisis Center.
All right. Does everybody remember? Go back to our last week. Last week, they opened the bids on the Crisis Center. They had 7 different people that put in bids. All right. They had Fredericks that put it in for $625,000 and $625,300. They had JG Bowers that put in a claim for $763,250. They had Pride Bark that put in a claim for $651,000 on the dot. BCR put in a claim for $850,000 on the dot. CPM put in a claim for $870,000 on the dot. Atlan Construction put it in for $697,800 on the dot. And Crew, CRU, which is one of the companies we've been watching, and True Crew, they put it in for $881,543. All right. So that means the lowest responsive bidder was Fredericks. Now, what they've got to do is they got to go through and they've got to make sure that everything right. State law says that you pick the lowest bid if they meet all criteria. If they don't meet all of the criteria, or there's something a little off, you can go, you don't have to pick the lowest, but you have to be able to explain why you went to somebody else. I was so afraid they were going to come back and be like, well, we gave it to Crew, because they were at 881. Hell, they were the highest bid. Everybody else was lower than them. So I thought it would be a little strange if they got it, but we'll hear how this goes, okay?
Good morning.
Hi, Adam.
Adam Leach, city engineer. So last week we opened the bids and were read aloud for the Muncie Crisis Center bid. I and the architect for the project have went through the bids and compiled a bid tabulation for everyone. The lowest responsive bid was Fredericks. They're also qualified. Their base bid was $625,330. Their alternative one was $42,122. Their alternative two was $21,500. Their flooring unit price was $5.25 per square foot. So, assuming after some discussion with the mayor, we will award both alternatives. So alternative one was stone cladding around the outside of the building to make it, it's basically a purely aesthetic choice. The metal roof is a standing seam metal roof. This is a direct upgrade over shingles. It'll just last longer and be lower maintenance. The flooring unit price is for leveling of the floor as needed. That will fluctuate based on how much is actually needed, but we included that as a unit price bid. So the total contract award would be $688,952. And both I and architect Keith Gary would recommend the bid be awarded to Fredericks.
So they're saying they want it to go to Fredericks. How much did they say the floor would be? 446. Let me go back here.
Bid. So the total contract award would be 600 upgrade over shingles. It'll just last longer and be lower maintenance. The flooring unit price is for leveling of the floor as needed. That will fluctuate. After some discussion with the mayor, we will award both alternatives. So alternative, their base bid was $625,330. Their alternative one was $42,122. Their alternative two was $21,500. Their flooring unit price was $5.25 per square foot. So, assuming after some discussion with the mayor, we will award both alternatives. So alternative one was stone, and architect Keith Gary would recommend the bid be awarded to Fredericks. Assuming you take action to award the bid, we will gather up their performance bond and probably next week be back here with a contract for you to sign. Okay. That's not a voting action. We'll just have all your paperwork in line.
So quick question for you. The funds for this are coming from where?
I believe it is ARP funds that were dedicated to, I think, mental health and homeless prevention.
Okay.
I would not quote me directly on that, but it is.
I wouldn't quote me directly.
Yeah.
Substance abuse, he said.
Okay. And is this a joint venture too? Isn't Ball Hospital involved in this too?
That's so weird.
Essentially, the city will be preparing the building. We've been working with IU Health to make sure it meets their general specifications and standards. They will be the operator for the building. They will basically provide all the services. We're just getting them a good place to do business out of.
Okay, so that's that plan. Okay, I just wanted to verify that. I thought so. Linda, do you have any questions?
No, I don't.
Okay, do we have any comments or questions from the public?
I have a question.
Yes.
IU is going to run it.
Hmm?
The city's paying for the building. They're paying for the operating. If they bill people, who gets the money?
No, wait, say that one more time.
IU is providing the services, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. But the city is paying for the building. They're paying for the operating.
Mhm.
So if they bill patients coming in, who gets the money?
Oh, IU. Yeah. Well, yeah.
It was probably a dumb question, but
Yeah. No, I get it. Yeah, City of Muncie won't get it. It's
a money pit.
a money pit. Absolutely. It's ridiculous. Absolutely. Yeah, Brandon had the same question. Okay. Yeah, that is a good question. And I don't know that anyone, how much does IU pay the city? Ha 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 ha. IU pays the city nothing. And doesn't it seem like that? Or better yet, Joe Tompkins, let me tell you, let's talk about this. And this is like we spin all the way around and think, wait a minute, why the hell is the city even involved in this? Why doesn't IU do this in their own building? Well, not right now they won't be, Nicole. Not technically right now, but what they're saying is, Dan's saying eventually he wants to have this opened up for people that aren't even going in on jail issue, or like police or city related issues. So if I went there and said, hey, I want to go here for 23 hours, aren't they going to bill me? Something's happening there. I understand maybe not the city situation, but all right. So let's go forward on here.
Out this one.
Just wanted to make sure.
Okay.
All right. So there, he asked if there was anyone that had any questions. Now, last time he did that, he ended the meeting afterwards. So I spoke up and said, "Wait a minute, listen."
Okay. Do we have any comments or questions from the public?
Do you mean about this, or are you talking about public concerns? I speak up from the back and said, do you mean about this, or are you talking about public concerns in general?
About this one.
Just wanted to make sure.
Okay.
I said, I just wanted to make sure.
Okay. So we have a motion.
I move approval of the award to Fredericks for the Muncie Crisis Center.
Okay. And I would second it. Thank you for presenting this, Craig. Craig.
Oh, look, he calls him Craig because he's all nervous and fumbly, and he's only thinking about his boss, Craig.
Sorry, Adam. For the lowest and best. Appreciate you guys going through this. So all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed. Okay, motion carried. Okay, we have any other more? You what?
I'm the one with hair.
I know.
And then Adam says, I'm the one with hair. Yuck, 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 yuck. And he says, I know.
I was just looking over there. That's why.
I was just looking over there, Craig. I just always keep my eyes just beaming into his soul. So it's just Craig,
Do we have any other unfinished? Business that we need to deal with? Okay, any public comments?
All right, any public comments, he said. Public comments. Now, Micah didn't jump her happy little tail up there to the podium and say, I've got a podium question, but I got a public concern. She didn't do that. She stayed right in her seat. Didn't appear to me, though, she had anything to say. Okay, she didn't do that. I walk up there, lumbering up there with my sore ribs.
Kristopher Bilbrey.
And notice, after a nice clearing of the throat that I always do, and 2 sniffs, like always, that's like my telltale, that's like my calling card. I start my public concerns at 6 minutes and 56 seconds. All right? I start by saying my name at 6:56, okay? Now, for the record, I went through and counted up everything until the mayhem started, and I only spoke for 4 minutes and 52 seconds until they told me that they were shutting it down. Now, I spoke afterwards off the record from the back because I was pissed at that point, but I don't want anybody claiming, because I was up there for a long time, but Ted and other people were talking, and it was chaos. There was chaos in between. So, all right, let's go on and listen. I start speaking at 6:56.
I was wondering, since I was here last week, did you guys by chance look into what any of the other expenditure of the nearly $300,000 to the crisis center was? What anything to True Builders has been, the nearly 40 some $1,000s or more that we've paid to them for a building that we're now going to tear down. Do we know what any of that was for?
So
All right. Ted says at 7:22, he said so. 7:22. So I only spoke from 6:56 to 7:22. Ted said so. Now he's got an answer.
I will answer that personally. Since last Wednesday, I have been out of the office, so I have not had time. It's on my list.
Okay.
And I said thought that was a fair question, and I'm going to get some information. But
If
just because of
you,
the holidays, I just didn't
I
have time.
understand. That's completely understand.
So, because of the holidays, he wasn't there. He hasn't checked into it. Look, I wasn't screaming about that. I get it. It was Turkey Day. I'm a fat guy. I eat. I know Ted was thinking about chowing down. I'm not blaming him. He was getting his turkey on. Look, we all know Ted gets his turkey on. You know what I mean? He's the king of fun. You know he was getting his turkey on. He was also getting stuff too, stuffing and all that, I'm sure. So we know that was going on. No problem. No foul. All right. We go from here. So, all right. So he says his thing. All right. Now here we go.
Understandable. If you need when I went down through there's roughly, just so you know, if you're going to look into that, I'm not asking about I don't agree that we've been paying for.
I'm not asking about the claims for the water, the power, the heat. I don't agree that we should be paying that. I don't think we should. I think that's a waste of time, a waste of money, most importantly. I don't think we should be paying that. But I understand that. I understand where that's going, and it's all basically always the same. So I understand that. That's not what I'm asking him about. Okay? I am not asking him to explain to me the various claims that we've paid to Centerpoint Energy. I'm not asking for the various claims that we've paid to Indiana American Water. I'm not asking for Indiana, Michigan. Okay. What I am asking for right here, look, I am not asking for Centerpoint Energy, $17. I'm not asking for Indiana Michigan Power, $79, $78. Indiana American Water, $74, $17, $79, $75. Centerpoint Energy, $17.98. Centerpoint Energy. I'm not asking for that. What I am asking him for is the $7,500 to U.S. Architects, the $11,000 to U.S. Architects, the $4,000 to U.S., the $11,000 to U.S., the $11,000 again, the $63 to U.S. Architects, the $11,000. Okay, that's what I'm asking. I'm asking about the $30,000 to IU Health, the $230 to IU Health, the $199, the $489, the $307, the $107. I'm asking about the $24,000 to True Builders. I'm asking about the $21,000 to True Builders. Okay, that's what I'm asking. I'm asking about all of those. I'm double checking on what we did here with the purchase price of this $137,000 to DAC. That's what I'm asking him to double check on. All right. So that's what I'm saying here in this point here. I kind of stumbled, but that's what I'm saying.
Water and electric for that building. I mean, I think that's a wasteful expense that we've been paying for the last year. But I'm not asking about that. I'm specifically asking about the money that we have been paying to U.S. Architects for several different claims over the last 11 months. and the money that we paid to True Builders. And even Miss Gregory asked 2 weeks ago, like what we're paying chunks of money to IU Health for right now, because I guess you guys might know, and the administration might know, what their service is to the city over the last 11 months.
But we don't know.
Your bosses and the city's bosses don't know. The public, we don't know what it is. So that's point one. So I appreciate you looking into that.
So I tell him that's point one. We've wrapped that up. It's okay. We're now 8:48 into it. All right.
Number two.
On to number two, and we start that at 8:50.
I brought it to you after the meeting last week, but I feel like it's important to put on the minutes of the meeting. There have been a couple different things that I've been looking into over the last couple months, and I have been directed by the communications director to look at minutes or meetings. And when I've done this, I mean, the minutes are what's official. And when I went back to the minutes, and I've seen that there have been topics that are listed in the minutes, and then I go back and I compare that to the meeting, there are things that have been listed in the official minutes that are not happening in the meeting. And that's a concern, because each week, next week, when you guys come in and approve the minutes for this meeting, when you approve those minutes and you're approving that something was discussed on the record that's not being discussed, that's kind of a problem. So I know that there's an email that goes out to you guys that's public record and all that. We can access that. That's online. The issue is with that, if there's a claim that is listed on an email that you guys get on Monday or Tuesday, and it's important enough to be listed, the controller feels like it's important enough to list it in an email to you guys, that should be discussed. I mean, honestly, this meeting is going to wrap up, and we're going to have, if I wasn't blabbing on, you guys would have been done in 3 minutes. I feel like it was brought up last week, but you guys...
And that's not fair. Really, they would have been done in 6 minutes. Had I not got up and talked, had I been absent today, this meeting would have lasted 6 minutes, period.
Owe it to the public to kind of look into those claims a little bit more. I mean, Miss Gregory, when she was on the council, was excellent at getting to the bottom of that. When you guys sit up here and you ask questions about things in the claims and you're told, we'll get back to you, the public is always left wondering what that was, what they got. Did they get back to you? What's getting back to you? So, I mean, if you guys could look into that, because I'm afraid what's happened basically for the last 11 months have been each week, you guys are basically committing an open door violation. So.
Okay. And she had some kind of weird microaggression face there. I don't know. I mean, I guess, thanks, public access counselor Wilson. All right. Now, 11:13, Ted starts talking. So in my opinion, that means we're having a back and forth. He gets ready to say, this isn't a debate. He's very cautious to say, I don't want a debate. All right, look, Ted, we're not debating, you dumbass. It's having a conversation. That's what happens. That's what this is. Okay? Relax. All right? Listen, I know you guys don't think this is a big deal, but rules are rules. Listen, I have listened to Troy Tackett, Lisa Crow Goodpaster, Franny Fran, Biker Babe, Beaver Chick, and all of the rest of those nut jobs for the last year and a half talk about, we need Dan Ridenour to be the mayor so we have things on the up and up. We can't have things done the way Dennis Tyler did them. Rules are rules. we need to have a civics test in place, and if you can't pass a test, then you can't run for office. If you owe property taxes, you can't run for office. I'm sorry, but that's not true. All right? Hey, I would like my elected officials to be fiscally responsible. I agree. But there might be a reason somebody owes $600 back taxes. You know, I'm not going to say who it is, but there's an elected official who says, you know what? I'm living my life. I work. I provide for my family. I'm doing the might have a gas problem. That's very possible. I'm doing the right thing. I'm living my life. I pay my bills. I feed my family. I know I owe property taxes, but you know what? It might come up and the exact date might slip my mind. And oh dang, we might be behind for a day or for a week. And you know what? Some asshole thinks that they're going to cut me down. Reminds me, I get 50 emails of people saying, you know that you owe. I go and I make a check and I write it off, and then I'm good for another 6 months. It's no big deal. It's no big deal. All right? It's not like someone's owing 50 years and they're like a cheat and they're out on the lam, they're a con man. Obviously, if somebody is, we'll figure that out. But when these people are like, we need to do things the right way, so it floors me. It floors me, Miss Lisa Crow Goodpastor, Mr. Troy Tackett. If you want somebody to be on the up and up and do the right thing, why is it okay that we let these people slide on these rules? Because let me tell you, if they're sliding on these rules, they're sliding on other things. This is pretty easy to deal with, but at the same time, it's very important. Okay? So that's what I said. Now, I want to hear what Ted has to say back to me. This is where we start to completely derail.
I just want to respond.
Mhm.
It's not a debate. I just
It's
want to
not a
respond
debate.
briefly. And that is, first of all, I know all three of us take this very seriously,
Sure.
and we get the claims. I mean, I spend a considerable amount of time on Monday and Tuesday
Yep.
getting this information in.
Oh, a whole 2 days? A whole 2 days on, $500,000. Whoop-de-doo, Ted. I mean, I'm glad. Look, I bet he takes it serious. I bet he does take it serious. I bet Lola Maurer takes it serious. I bet Linda Gregory takes it serious. That's fantastic. I didn't accuse them of not taking it serious. I didn't say that he was the class clown. That's not what I'm accusing them of.
Going through it.
Sure.
And so this is not just what happens in this moment. So I know we all take time doing that.
Sure.
But it is, by law, just what happens in this moment. By law, that's the only thing that matters, is what happens here in this moment. See, that's where Mr. Ted is wrong. What happens here in this moment is all that matters.
And I think what you have seen, and again, I don't want to debate this, but what we see in the minutes is just of what was given to us, then put on the record. And so that's what you see. And it doesn't mean everything has been discussed. The minutes doesn't mean it. It's what is entered into the
That's
public.
exactly what minutes means. And if you're not going to discuss it, then use it as a supplemental to the minutes.
Yeah, right, Kate. Right. Right. Yes. She's right. All right. She's right. All right. Now let's listen. Here we go.
And I think that's a great service to the community because we put that in the public.
It's a great service to the community that we're doing something that we shouldn't be doing. He thinks he's going above and beyond. He thinks they're heroes. You're not, Ted.
The record for all to see.
Sure.
And so even though it might have not have been discussed, it is part of the public record because it
I can't even with these people.
was the part of the claim submitted. So in my mind, that's a better way and a greater public record.
Well, in your mind, Ted. Thank God we've got your mind. Thank God we've got your mind.
Because there's no way we're going to sit here and go through every single point.
Right. I'm starting to be a smartass at this point. Right, I know, because you can't stand to be here for 6 minutes. Listen, it would only make, if they did it the right way, if they went through line by line, it would only make their meetings, they could still get out of there in under 30 minutes. Kate's able to go through it in 15 minutes. It would not take them very long. Their meetings would still be under 45 minutes for the majority of them.
But it is on the public record, and I appreciate that. And
Sure.
And that's extra energy and work as far as what Lacey does, and I appreciate that. So
I appreciate what Lacey does. I also don't talk to me about people doing extra work or whatever. I appreciate what Lacey does. Lacey does a good job, but you're all getting paid tax dollars to be there and do a job. And if it's extra work or it's too much, you know where the door is. Now, look, he thinks he's shutting me down. He thinks he's answered this question. We're done with Bilbrey. Done with Bilbrey.
but I'll respond to your question about the
Real quick, just to, and I appreciate your answer, and I do agree. I do agree that I get your response, but just
look at Miss Bucket of Fun Part 2 over here. I mean, hey, Micah, you've got an office you can sleep in. Roll up to the office and sleep up there. You're on camera. You're representing the administration. Look, I know there's no love lost between me and anyone in the administration, and I certainly don't give a damn. But the way you're acting right now on camera is beyond undignified. It is disgusting. It is slobbish. It's ridiculous. And your ass should be fired for this. Too bad you don't have a boss that's worth a damn to do the right thing. I'm glad we have a bunch of Danatics and cheerleaders that can stand in line and tell him how great he is, all the hero worship, because he's not very great. Because if he was, Dennis Tyler, the evil criminal you guys think, would never allow for this type of behavior.
just so you're aware, there is laws that govern the minutes, what happens in the meetings
Sure.
versus what happens.
And he's saying, sure, like he understands, but everything he just told me lets me know he does not understand.
The Indiana Public Access Handbook is something that you might look into. You might check with your attorney. But we
Okay, and did you just see that eye roll? Did you just see that eye roll? Let's look at that again. I mean, look, I know she helped out Roe Selvey during the campaign. Did she get that help from Roe? Let's look at this eye roll.
where there is laws that govern the minutes, what happens in the meetings
Sure.
versus what happens. The Indiana Public Access Handbook is something that you might look into. You might check with your attorney. But we just have to be very cautious. And you have to understand, when you say that you guys take great effort and you put good effort into it and you guys know what
What are you doing here? What is she even doing here? Why is she here? She's never been in a Board of Works meeting before. She's added nothing to the meeting. She's just here palling around. Or are they here checking up because I've been poking around. I think they're circling the wagons. And they're trying to protect each other, and they're trying to find out what it is I'm looking for. Surprise! I'm looking for everything. Just get it all ready for me.
What's going on, you have to understand that the people watching and the people reading are that doesn't mean they know. That doesn't mean the public know. And if you go back and you look at the comments on meetings, there's the same people time after time saying, well, wait, was this ever followed up on? What happened here? What was this about? And the public is not knowing. And so the public is asking these questions. And
Okay, so we need to wrap it up, but
Now that right there, we need to wrap it up. We need to wrap it up. Now, I've watched meetings that have lasted 30, 40, 50 minutes of Board of Works meetings. Right now, I have talked for 4 minutes and 52 seconds, all time told together. Without cutting into Ed and all the back and forth, just for all of my words together have been 4 minutes and 52 seconds. It's only 13 minutes and 29 seconds. So literally, I've been being polite. When he just told me we need to wrap it up, that's where, for the first time, right here in my mind, I am blowing a gasket. What did he just tell me? This is a public meeting, and I'm redressing my government. I'm talking to them about something very serious, and he's telling me we need to wrap this up. So I start to lose it here. So I finish when he tells me that. Let's go back and hear what he says here, and then you'll hear how I respond.
on what happened here, what was this about? And the public is not knowing. And so the public is asking these questions. And
okay, so we need to wrap it up, but the idea though
we
is,
do.
yeah.
What, are we in a hurry?
We've allowed 3 minutes for comments.
Right, but we're not. I mean, Ted, you don't have to be nervous. Just
Okay, now what you don't understand is I wish it would show both. I wish it would show picture-in-picture camera so you could see both talkers. Because sometimes when it's showing them, I want it to show me. Sometimes when it's showing me, I want it to show them. You don't understand. He's up there fiddling through his papers. Before this moment, he was literally doing what they tell you not to do in school. The most rude thing. I about lost it when he was doing that. He was packing up and putting everything away, which is just absolutely rude. I'm going to remind him, like Mrs. Smith, my fifth period English teacher, told you, you don't pack up until the bell rings. And if I catch you packing up before the bell rings, well then, sir, you're going to get a detention. And detention is extra time with Principal Bilbrey. All right? That's what the deal is. So he's packing up, which is kind of making me mad. But I'm letting him go until he tells me we need to wrap it up. And then I'm like, wait, what do you mean we need to wrap it up? And so he's up there. When I ask him that, that's when he starts to like lose it.
asking these questions. And
Okay, so we need to wrap it up, but the idea though
we
is.
do.
Yeah.
What, are we in a hurry?
We've allowed 3 minutes for comments.
Right, but we're not. I mean, Ted, you don't have to be nervous. Just
Okay, and so he's up there going, "Ugh." So I remind him he doesn't have to be nervous. Just breathe with me, big boy. We'll work through this together.
I'm not,
breathe with me.
My question is, if someone does have a comment or questions, then they should come to the meetings too.
It's like he is running down a list of every wrong thing that he can say to Kristopher Bilbrey. Getting a little attitude, shaking his tail feathers. My question is, if someone does have questions or concerns, they need to come to these meetings. These meetings that start at 9 o'clock that you're telling me we can't take more than 13 minutes for because you need to hurry up to get to your job. What if about other people that don't have the luxury to come and go as they please to their job like you do at the Innovation Connector that the city pays for? All right. Remind yourself you work for a job that is subsidized by tax dollars, Ted. And you're now saying that if people have concerns, they need to get there. There is in the comments of this someone who is handicapped that says, I can't get there. Someone's literally in there says, you know what? Kristopher Bilbrey's not my cup of tea, but I appreciate what he's doing. I can understand what he's saying. Ted's little attitude right here is disgusting. And if we had a mayor worth a damn, he would be he would be removed. If 9 o'clock is not a good time to have meetings where we can get shit taken care of, then move the meeting.
No. Your meetings are at 9 o'clock in the morning.
My question is, if someone does have a comment or questions, then they should come to the meetings too.
No. Your meetings are at 9 o'clock in the morning.
I have a comment.
Well, okay. When I
So now little Miss Thing over here jumps up and tells me, literally, like, taps my shoulder and tells me she's got a comment. Okay, the adults are talking here. Wait your turn.
I'm done, we'll finish that. Your meetings are 9 o'clock in the morning. Okay. A lot of people are working right now.
Sure.
So when you say that you have to get up, it's your job to meet the public. No, just calm down. It's your job to meet.
Okay, all right. So he's starting to huff and puff, and I tell him to calm down. And when I do that, he then laughs. And he looks over to Linda, and she laughs. And they both have a little laugh together. You can hear it. Listen. When I say calm down, listen to the listen.
These are 9 o'clock in the morning. Okay. A lot of people are working right now.
Sure.
So when you say that you have to get up, it's your job to meet the public. No, just calm down. It's your job to meet the public where the public are. Is this funny?
So then I ask him, is this funny? Because I don't think this is a bit damn funny. I am rather disgusted by literally the behavior of everybody in the room at this point. All right. Now I'm getting ready to be literally attacked by everybody in the room. Nah, I can't say everybody. Richard Ivy's smart enough to not say anything to me. Adam Levine, or the whoever the alternative version guy that's the engineer that's like not a engineer, but he is an engineer. He doesn't say anything. But here in a minute, you've got little Miss Thing behind me that's piping up. You've got Craig Wright that's piping up. You've got Squidward that's piping up, and the Board of Works. So like, I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. I mean, now this is way crazy. But let's listen, okay? So when they laugh, I ask them, is there something funny here? Listen.
So when you say that you have to get up, it's your job to meet the public. No, just calm down. It's your job to meet the public where the public are. Is this funny?
No, Chris. I'm gonna close this, but the question is, I don't.
Okay, now when I said that, still Ted is speaking. So they might not like it, but we are still communicating back and forth. And Lil Miss Thing, who's not an elected council meeting member, who is not an appointed member, tells me that I am out of order. You can hear her say it. And because you hear me say, excuse me, you can barely hear her say, you're out of order. Listen to this.
Is this funny?
No, Chris. I'm gonna close this, but the question is, I don't. Hey, Chris, Mr. Bilbrey.
Did you hear her tell me I was out of order? She says, you're out of order. And I'm like, who are you?
It's funny.
No, Chris. I'm gonna close this, but the question is, I don't. Hey.
So then I told her she was out of order. You know, it's like these people don't know that's my favorite song. You know, like that's the song of my people. You're out of order. What do you mean? You're out of order. You're out of order. This whole place is out of order. This is a joke. You know, like I said that in a better place or a less place or a worse place and been arrested before. Now, we are going to talk about the wink here in a minute, and the wink isn't to get others moving. I'm going to tell you what the wink is here in a second, because I saw what the wink is and I call it out. I beat them to the mark. The wink is the bat signal. All right. I'm going to tell you what it is here in a minute, because I've played this game before and I've seen it. So here we're getting ready to see the wink. So she says to me, "You're out of order." I'm talking to Ted here. She says, "You're out of order." I turn around. I'm like, "Excuse me?" She says it again. I say, "You're out of order." Then Ted starts to get really mad at me. I'm like, I'm getting it from both ends here. You're going to have to wait your turn here. Okay, so listen, here again.
To meet the public where the public are. Is this funny?
No, Chris, I'm gonna close this, but the question is,
Excuse me?
I don't, hey, Chris,
You're out of
Mr.
order.
Bilbrey, slow. The thing about all of this is, I have never seen any of those comments one time. I'm not on Facebook. I'm not on social media.
Okay, that's your fault.
And he thinks he's going to win. I've never seen those comments. Those comments don't exist to me. If a tree falls in the forest and Ted doesn't see it, does that tree not exist? Did that tree not fall? If a citizen asks a question online on the city's official Facebook page where we're live streaming this meeting, does that citizen not exist? Ted, you're just continuing to give me reasons why you suck at your job. So I remind him, that's your fault. And he tells me no. And it's not like, I get it, you're above the dumpster fire that is social media. Believe me, if I didn't do this, I wouldn't have social media either. I don't social media like other people. I don't get on and post pictures of family and this is my trees. I do only podcast political stuff on social media. I use it for my work. Okay, that's what it is for. So Ted's not, getting any points because he's some big thing not using social media. He's an appointed official working for the city government. He's a business owner. You don't use social media? What kind of ignorant ass statement is that?
I have never seen any of those comments one time. I'm not on Facebook. I'm not on social media.
Okay, that's your fault.
No,
Yeah, it
because
is.
that's not
You're sitting in a
public comment
chair.
service.
Right, I understand that. So that's what I'm doing is I'm asking.
Wink. The wink is for him because Matt Wegley had just got up to go get the police. And he was motioning to him. And one of them went to go get the police. So I then turn around and do what I do. Get the police in here. What? I'm only talking. What are we notifying people because I'm talking? I'm not even raising my voice. I'm raising my voice here. I'm being polite there. I'm upset. I'm mad and holding my own. But you don't get the police. I mean, aren't the police sick of this? They've got real shit to be doing. We don't get the police because someone is talking. I'm an adult. You don't get to tell me not to talk or that you don't like what I say. You can not like what I say and you can tell me you don't like it. But you don't get to shut me down and I don't get arrested because I'm speaking. What kind of ludicrous bullshit is that? All right. So he winks and it's kind of like the old, bucket over, hand over fist bucket fire patrol. He winks to one guy, they wink to another guy, they wink to another guy, and they go out and get the police. Now, they don't get the real police. They get the retired police, the police officers that are retired and standing at the door, guarding the door and guarding the words, apparently. So the word police come in to get me here in a minute.
Can somebody get the police? I mean, what are we doing?
Yeah. So
Nobody said anything.
Now, Squidward tells me, well, there's a 3-minute limit. And I'm not saying they don't have a 3-minute limit. I'm saying So he's saying, yeah, we got the police because you're over your 3 minutes. 911, a man's over his 3 minutes.
You think about a 3-minute limit?
Yeah, we have had that. We've had that from the
Okay.
beginning. So let's continue this.
Listen to them all yelling at me. Literally listen to them all yelling at me.
Yeah. So
Nobody said anything about a 3-minute
yeah,
limit.
we
Mr.
have
Wagner.
had that. We've had that from
Okay.
the beginning. So let's continue this conversation later. I'm going to get
Not
some
on the
information.
record,
We'll go-
right?
No, no, I'm talking about, I'll get you the questions that answers the questions that you've asked.
I've
And we'll
See how every time he talks, he looks over to Craig to see if he can say what he's saying? He never just says something. He always looks over to Craig to make sure he can say what he's saying. Because Ted knows I'm going to hold him to this. When's he going to get this to me? When's he going to get this to me?
Not these questions too?
Yeah.
Is there a hurry? What happens if this? What happens if this meeting needed to take an hour? If you guys needed to get business done and it needed to, are you in a hurry?
Yes. Well,
Do you have someplace
some of
to
us
go?
have jobs too. So
Okay.
Some of us have jobs too. Okay. Well, then 9 a.m. is a really weird time for you to have a meeting. So you mean you don't have what it takes to be able to completely fulfill your obligation to the city of Muncie?
So then do you need to give up your job here and have someone that can fulfill
Okay.
fill it?
The conversation is over.
No, the conversation's not over.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
You don't have to answer me, but you don't get to dictate when I talk. See him looking in the back to see if the police are coming? Well, I mean, like, I wonder if they're amazed that the police don't haul me away. Like, when you have the police come get me and I put the police in their place and stand them down and send them packing, like, does that deflate these people? Because they're like, wait a minute, I thought he was talking. I thought the police were going to take him away. I thought he was like a level 1 class felony talker.
In
Yes,
this
Chris.
place and time.
Yeah, this
it's
place and time.
over.
This
Well,
conversation-
adjourn the meeting then.
We have one more comment that we
Okay,
need. to
I'll
have.
wait for her.
I thought the meeting was over. Wait a minute. Now, okay, so at this point, what do we think Little Miss Thing's going to say when she gets up here? Does she have something that she's been waiting? Like, why didn't she get up and talk before me? Like, what do we think she's going to add? It'll blow your mind.
Well, then the meeting is going to be adjourned immediately after her.
Adjourn the meeting. I'm standing in a public building.
Thank you.
Ted.
Okay.
My name is Micah Wilson. I am the personnel director for the city as
She is the personnel director for the city. I will give her that.
well as the public access counselor for the city.
There's no such thing. There is no such thing as that. That's you made that up. Or did Dan tell you that? Like, what the hell is that? Micah, you know nothing about public access. You know nothing about public access. So it's ignorant for you to claim that you're the public access counselor. It is stupid. All right? Let's watch this. Let's watch what happens. Okay? Let's watch what happens here.
I do answer.
Rich Bradshaw comes and gets me, a dear friend of mine, had been friends, comes and gets me and says, hey, let's talk outside. To which I say, no, I have nothing to say to you. I'm going to stand in here until the meeting is over. And he tells me again, no, come outside. I want to ask you a question. I said, okay, I'll answer your question as soon as I'm done in here. I'm not leaving. I'm going to stand in here and listen to what they say. I'm going to stand in here until the meeting's over. The meeting is not over.
To all of Chris's concerns. So he is more than welcome to submit any kind of FOIA request, and we always respond.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Go guard your door, dude.
Thank you.
Okay. Meeting's adjourned. Thank you very
What
much.
did Micah say? I was fighting with the police. I was
She
fighting
said
with the
that
word
you're
police.
welcome to put in a FOIA request, and they always get back to you, which is completely stupid because you weren't talking about information for you. You were talking about the public being informed in the fucking meeting.
I also wasn't talking about like a federal request. So does Muncie's public access counselor not know that it's called APRA? Does she seriously use the word FOIA? That
Yes,
really
she
gets
said
under my
FOIA.
skin.
Am go ahead, back it up and listen to
Yeah.
it again. I'm
Counselor for the city.
I thought she was going to hit me. This is the one time in the meeting I thought, oh my God, I'm getting ready to get it. I was waiting for her. Look at this. Like, this is like she was tired that someone was mouthing her. Look at this. Look at what happens here. She turns around like, I'm going to bash him. Watch this.
This is Micah Wilson. I am the personnel director for the city as well as the public access counselor for the city. I do answer all of Chris's concerns.
I literally thought she was going to hit me. I backed up from her.
I do answer all of Chris's concerns. So he is more than welcome to submit
What did she say?
his concerns. Counselor for the city. I do answer all of Chris's concerns. So he is more than welcome to submit.
I do. I mean, what is she adding to the meeting at this point? Ted has to get to work, Micah. You're now making Ted late to his job that gets subsidized by the city in Board of Works meetings where we don't discuss those subsidies. You're making Ted late. Why are you up here talking about nonsense? What does this have to do? I was talking about something that benefits the public. What is Micah talking about? Micah's now talking about my private interactions with her? That's weird.
Concerns. So he is
I do answer all of his concerns in a really screwed up, worthless, and half-assed way. You do. You're right.
more than welcome to submit any kind of FOIA request. And
I'm more than welcome. I mean, thank God she let me know I was more than welcome to submit any kind of FOIA request. Okay. Thank you, I guess. Like, I mean, did Ted need to know that? Like, I don't know if Ted knew that. I knew that ahead of time. Like, I'm glad. I hope that's in the minutes next time. I hope the minutes next time is going to be interesting.
we always respond. Thank you.
We always respond. Yeah, half-assed and kind of ignorant. Thank you. And it's like, I mean, what did she just do here? Like, she's like put the cherry on top of an extremely screwed up meeting. Now listen, Ted says meeting adjourned.
Okay, meeting's adjourned. Thank you very much.
Got to vote on that?
Nope.
I said, are you going to vote on that? Linda says nope. And I laugh. Now, I am a dumbass and I apologize. I should have been recording this on my phone. I'll let it play out. He's mouthing me, see? Okay. So here's what happened at this point. I say, are you going to vote on that? And Linda says, nope. And I laugh. And I said, why don't you just do it right? Ted, just do it right. And you saw him there. He says, me, I can adjourn the meeting. And I said, you might be able to. But I said, why don't you just do it right? Just say, let's just do it right. Like, there's Muncie. And then there's the right way. There's the Muncie way, and then there's the right way. So then after this chaos, Matt Wegley gets up out of his seat and walks right like he was breathing on me. His stank ass Squidward breath. There, you were over your 3 minutes. So what? I mean, go count the pennies, dude.
Well, Ted was responding to you. It's not like you were up there blathering at, reading
right.
green
We
eggs
were
and ham.
going back.
Ted was talking back to you. So the 3 minute limit is moot at that point.
Right. We were having a conversation. So this is the thing. That's the thing. So I got so then they're up there and they're mouthing and we're going back and forth. And I said, all right, Ted, let's just do this. When are we going to lunch? Because now, do all of you know, and some of you might know, I've showed the emails before. Ted has asked me to go to lunch. He asked me to go to lunch, and I somehow missed the email. I was cleaning out my email box and noticed that he had asked me to go to lunch, and I saw it like, he asked me like last year, like last December, and I noticed it like in March or April. And I brought it out and showed it to all of you. So I send him back, tip, 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 tip. Yes, I would love to go to lunch. And I told him, I'm a little busy right now after the election. This was after the primary. So then the summer goes on and things are going on or whatever. And I send, we have 2 email communications. You want to go to lunch? Yeah. Okay. Yes. Late. Yes, I want to go to lunch. When are we going to lunch? Just let me know. That's how it goes. 2. He sends 2. I send 2. I said that in the meeting today in front of people there. And it was like I called him every name in the book. You should have seen the blood pour out of him. Oh no, he said that in front of people. And Ted goes, I've asked you 3 times. I've asked you 3 times and you've ignored them. Like he's like a scorned girl. You know? I said, no, you've asked me twice and we both said, yeah. I said, last time we said after the holidays. He then says to me, I think I'd rather meet in public. What do you mean? Meet in public? Where were we going to go to lunch, Ted? What kind of creepy ass are you? Were you going to take me to like a secret 2-person only lunch? I'm not down with that, Ted. Hey, I don't like my old friends' dads like that. I'm not into that. Hi, my name is Chris. My pronouns are he, him, and I'm not into my friends' old dads. The Board of Works is like the Twitter of government, and you went over their 280 character limit. So he wants to meet in public because I'm going to kidnap him or do him harm or something. I'm like, dude, Olive Garden is public, bro. And they've got like never-ending breadsticks. City Hall doesn't have never-ending breadsticks. Unless you're Preston Cross. So, like, he can come wired. Don't better believe I'm going to come wired. Don't forget I'm going to come wired and strapped. And that means a gun. So he wants to meet in public. So I was like, he said that. He said, well, send me an email. Like I was never going to get around to it. I said, I will email you by the time I get to the car. And he was like, oh. So then I left and I walked out of there being real shitty. I said something stupid. So then I walked out and I was like, I'm really mad at the police. So I had some words with the police, and I'm not going to get into this because this was a personal conversation between 2 people that in a past life used to be friends. I see you, Audie. Apparently, we're not friends anymore. But this gentleman and I used to be really good friends. We've done things. We've been around. I'm not just some criminal he's dealing with. He didn't get a call because I beat my old lady. He wasn't down, he didn't pull me off Second and Wolf slinging crack rock. He walked his old retired ass around the desk and into the council chambers because someone was afraid of words. Neither's he, bro. Neither's he. He's retired. He's a Boy Scout watching the door. I said, don't let them get you in trouble. Don't let them get you in trouble. That made him mad. And then I did the horrible thing of calling him buddy. And he said, I'm not your buddy. And I thought, what? So we did that thing. I mean, listen, I'm going to tell you, I left the building and I was like, I'm going to be really honest. I'm going to be really honest. Yeah, they know that's a running joke. We always say that. I left there mad crying. You know when you get like so angry, you got tears? I was mad. Like at everybody. Those people are idiots. It was like, not like crying, but like mad, I was irate. Not crying, not like Dan, I'm so broken up. Yeah, was it like when you left the Union City? No. I mean, it was peaceful. I didn't think they were going to get me. I was pissed. Yeah, Joey. That's the thing. When you get so mad that you're not like upset, but you're mad, and it's like your emotional system is shutting down, and you're like mad, and you're laughing, and you're crying, and everything all at once. It's like, this is going into haywire mode. I've never seen more ignorant nonsense. And these people think that this is okay, that this is how they should behave. And they think that, listen, was I out of line? Yeah, that's right. You needed to hawk fist. Yeah, right. I honestly, yeah, Audie, it was wild. I remember that was crazy. I've left Union City 2 different times, weird. Once with you and once with Niles. Niles and I drove way far out and around, did some weird, real weird crap. We went way out west, way out south, and then back west. It was wild. I remember that. I don't know if Niles was sitting there next to you, but I don't know if he remembers that or not. That was crazy. Anyways. They're hiding something. Something is wrong. Yeah, right. Those big foam Hulk smash. How do you fight this corruption? Yeah, right. And then when one person gets hauled out, the next person just starts over. Here's the thing. Why else would they get so butthurt, Joey? That's the thing. What's Micah doing there? See, listen. Why are all these people? They're circling the wagons. Why has Micah been down there? Micah has never been to those meetings before, but now she's going. Keep in mind, she's not the public access counselor, but she's the one that fills the record request. Or basically, she gets them and farms them out to who they go to, and then she's the one that gives them back. Okay? Well, I'm glad she put on the record that they gladly will accept my requests, because I'm getting ready to inundate them with some requests. Dude, I thought she was going to punch me today. That would have been hilarious. I wouldn't have even, listen. I wouldn't have even sued. I would have just been like, you hit me. I thought she was going to do that. Yeah, like it's an option for her. It's like, no, dude. Yeah. That's exactly right, Nicole. She wants to make it appear as though she's making the good choice when there is no choice. Maybe Micah thinks the city needs a Mike Jones. She was hoping they would drag you out. Yeah, they didn't. I don't know what these people think. And that just lets you know they're in the wrong. And here's the funny thing. I was talking to the police, and I'm like, do you think I'm dangerous? And the guy's like, no. And I was like, I'm not hurting you guys. I'm not going to hurt anybody here. I was like, I was in there talking. They're mad because I was talking. He said, you don't have to be a dick. I said, you don't have to be, but they can't stop you from being. They all knew I was coming today. I've been talking about it for the last week. Absolutely. Nicole. I'm telling you. That's what we need. That's what we need. I want to make... I don't ever do protests. I don't ever ask people to show up places because I know it's hard on people and people have a hard time and people will say they will, but they don't. And then if you say, all right, we're going to do a big thing and we're going to have people there, and then people don't show up, that makes me look weak. And it's like, no, it's just people have lives and shit's hard and I understand it. But I would love nothing more if these people think, if they got somewhere to be by 10 o'clock and they can only have a 10-minute meeting, then I want 50 people to come and stand and ask questions. All right. 3 minutes. We'll give you 3 minutes. We'll give you your 3-minute questions. Joey. Someday, bro, I'm coming down there to see you. Come down there and eat lunch. I'm telling you, it's political theater at this point. If they want to play, it's like we play, and I don't like that. I just want them to do the right thing. You can always tell when Kristopher attends a meeting because they always get nervous demeanors. That's exactly right. It's like, why? Why do they do that? The sheriff of Randolph County, some people like him, some people don't like him. I don't always agree with everything he's done. He doesn't agree with everything I've done, but I tell you what, he's always answered me. he has always answered me. And he says, I don't mess around with Bilbrey. I just give him what he wants. When he comes in here, I'm upfront and honest with him. Yeah, they do the same with Audie. Before we roll out of here, I want to show you guys one thing here. Second here. I'm pulling this up. Oh, look at this. Holy hell. Look at this.
From the board. Do we have any messages from the board this evening? I call to order this regular meeting of the Board of Public Works this Tuesday, October 10th of 2023. First on our—
Look at this. October 10th, 2023. This is Bloomington Board of Public Works. This is the same board that we just saw. Look, their meeting is 2 hours and 36 minutes. 2 hours and 36 minutes. Okay.
All right, if you can—
Did they go through this line by line? Or nearly so?
I bet. And look, they've got actually public. They got actual public here.
My God, I'm impressed.
Yeah, I know. It's amazing.
Making very clear in response to his to me that these proceedings should go forward. I disagree that there's any reason to wait, and I urge you to go forward.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I ask that that chain of emails be brought up on the screens for the benefit of yourselves and the public in general, because that is not what Ms. Kate tendered. She tendered an offer to bring all parties together because for over 1 year, 14 months,
listen,
I have been requesting clarification from Planning and Transportation and from HAND to point out specifically what is or is not in violation of Title VI.
Wow, they're like actually. Look how long this guy's been up there.
That there was a the project, the thing, the tower or whatever we're calling it.
Oh God, I can't.
I read. I listened to local radio, and until this came up recently, I had never seen an image of this thing or even heard it described. I am usually well informed.
Holy crap!
Common
They're reading emails and things. I mean, look at this. Can anybody tell what time it is? It looks like it's like oh man. Maybe 7 o'clock.
Looks like it's almost 8, 7:40.
It looks like it's almost 8. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
This has got to be in the evening then.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
They hold it at night where people can go.
Yeah. Can you believe it? Like, I mean, this is.
Well, welcome. Good evening.
Wow. This is crazy to me. I just look. Board of Public Works, 1 hour and 19 minutes. You guys see this? Yeah. 1 hour, 19 minutes. Go back to it. City Council meeting, 2 hours, 14 minutes. I mean, our council meetings are okay. But, Public Works, okay, here's one that's 23 minutes. All right. It is what it is. Sometimes they're going to have a short meeting. Public Works, 25 minutes. Public Works, 2 hours, 36. Oh, that's the one we were watching. Public Works, 1 hour, 19 minutes. So I just want to say, folks, you know, what we've got going on in Muncie is not with Public Works is not the standard. Karen, so basically it's the president of the board. I mean, they could decide. I mean, look, their boss is the mayor, so they probably need to talk with that. But you know, I think I've always hated this. The county council meetings are too early. The commissioners meetings are too early. The MRC meetings in Muncie are too early. Board of Works meetings are too early. The sanitary district's too early. So I just wanted everybody to see that. And I want to say this. I apologize to Micah. I apologize to Craig Wright. I apologize to Lola Marr. I apologize to Ted Baker. I apologize to Linda Gregory. I apologize to Lacey. Apologize to everybody that was in there for my attitude if I showed my ass a little bit today. But you guys push me to it. And I'm going to do it every time you push me to it. I'm not going to let you guys back me down. I am certainly not afraid of you idiots. And I'm going to continue requesting these things. And I'm going to push and push and push and push. And I hope that the FBI digs into this. And I'm going to file complaints on you guys. We're going, if you guys want to go about this the hard way, if Dan says I got elected for my second term, I don't give a shit. I'm doing things the way I want to do it. We're going to do it the hard way. Then by God, we're going to do it the hard way. That's true, Stumblefoot. Oh, no, I don't. I mean, listen, I apologize just being dumb. I mean, look, I wish things were better, but it's on them. It's on them. I just say the FBI because Muncie has a history of the local FBI office being involved in investigating things and arresting people out of there. So I really don't give a shit who does it. The state legislature is more ignorant than these people. We're in a lot of world of hurt there. I keep wanting to go over with you guys what's going on with the state government. We'll do that sometime coming up here. But that's the show for tonight, folks. Just remember, I'm here from the government. I'm here to help. That's not, yeah, right. That's horrible. That's the show for tonight, folks. I just wanted to offer up that meeting. It's ridiculous what happened, the way they treated me. And there was plenty of the Dan addicts on there saying, oh, well, I hate Bilbrey. I hate this guy. You know, he's a big mouth. Yeah, I am. And I'm going to be a big mouth until you guys are out of office and the next crew's in there. I'm going to be a big mouth to them. You guys liked it when it was the Democrats in control. So, you know, shoes on the other foot. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Rose Sully was there recording and doing all of that stuff. And that's exactly right, Stumblefoot. That's absolutely true. They do that. They do want that. Yeah, Rose Selby and I both were there recording. Hey, Louisiana just became like Indiana. We are now just like you guys. In what? Oh, yeah. You guys, wow, do you real now have a supermajority too? That's not good, man. That's not good. In what way? In what way, Alva? I'll be there to record the FBI. I'll tell Roe, hey, I got a spot here for you. Okay. Man. Well, I don't know. We'll see it. I'm gonna put it up. We've still got a lot of work to do. I've still got a lot of stuff to dig through and put everything together. There's still a lot of questions. I'll be at the next Board of Works meeting. I'm gonna question them. I've got an MRC meeting to go to this month to kind of get to the bottom of what they're doing there and to make sure that they're not being ignorant. And I'm sure I'll get chased out of that meeting too. It is what it is. I'm gonna make these people do the right thing, or I'm gonna make them resign, or we're going to butt heads. Far right, Red. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out down there. It'll be interesting to see. I hate that for you guys, because that's never a good thing. That's never good. That's not a good thing for cohesive, normal ideas. And it'll be interesting to see how long you guys stay that way. We've been this way going on quite some time now, and it's like, I don't know that we can get unstuck. That's the problem. Just remember, this is a new administration. Absolutely. It'll be interesting to see what happens starting January 1st. What makes me sad, Chris, they made a citizen feel unwanted in a city public meeting. That's the sad part. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I do have some news on Henry County, but I don't want to taint it, and I don't want to do it here at the end, so we'll cover that tomorrow. I want to talk about some stupid crap that Sproles has been doing, but we will cover this tomorrow evening. We've got a lot going on. I've been working on shit in Sprolesville, so hopefully I'll have some good news for you guys tomorrow. Sproles did some crazy shit last night and today. He's doing some weird stuff with a meeting he had with the jail, and I don't know. He is a walking lawsuit. That guy is a turd. Absolutely a turd. Oh yeah, I'm definitely not a friend with any one of them. You could tell when he was like getting angry, because he was going, Chris, Mr. Bilbrey, like he's like an anger scared. He didn't know what was going on. It was nuts. Did you get that court doc? Which court doc? The one on the Sun? Stan, Joey. I don't even give a shit if they respect me. You don't have to like me or respect me. Just do the right damn thing. You can hate me and completely not respect me. I just want you to do the right thing. Yeah, oh yeah, I definitely remember that. I want to say that it was man. It might have been that junior guy that was the sheriff there then, that just got the old retired badge today. I'll have to go back and think about that. Yeah, we went to Henry County and took pictures for our band. The old Henry County jail. It was crazy. No, I did not get that. If you sent it to me, I didn't. I haven't got it yet, but I think my phone is dead, so I will take a look when we get off here. But all right, folks, I'm going to run. You guys have a great evening. Thank you for everything. Thank you for watching. I will have a I will have the full Board of Works meeting just by itself with no commentary. I'll put it up in a little bit. And I also have a greatest hits track that will run of all of the craziness that'll be playing. So check that out on the channel. You guys have a great night. Take care. God bless each and every one of you. And I will see you back here tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern. Until then, take care. Have a great Thursday. And we will see you later. Goodbye.